And we're live. Woo-hoo. Let's see. Wait for a few people to come in. I'm checking on the Facebook page. And we're going live on my YouTube as well. Now, I don't know how to tag people because before that's how I usually get people in. Okay, we got some people joining us. Hey, hey, hey. Come on in. Cool. All right. So guys, let me start my camera. Hey y'all, welcome. What's up? Hey y'all. Give me some hearts in the comments. Y'all gotta tag and share people because I'm using an app and oh yeah, bitch, I'm fancy. I'm using the app and I can't tag the usual people that I usually tag in. So if y'all, remember people's name or know, y'all tag them, share them so we could get as many people in here. Yeah, so let's get it started. This is our last review of Insecure, our favorite show. And tonight I'm not doing it by myself. I got a few panelists with me, some of my girls who you guys see in the comments when I'm doing the live. And we are going to have them come in and chime in with me because there's so much to discuss on this episode. It's so much. So I needed some help. So I'm going to bring in the girls and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and then we're going to jump right into it because it's so much. Okay. So first I'm bringing in the girls. Hey there.
Hello. I have my.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, look at us. What's up, ladies?
Hey.
Okay, see, I didn't want to mess up everyone's name. So let everybody know your name so we can start.
Okay.
Who came in first to who came in last?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Joelle, and I have a light skin mimosa with tequila for the to commemorate the day.
Okay, so I'm May Rain. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all put some thumbs up if y'all can hear us.
Yeah. So I'm May Rain, and I'm just having some wine because I think this is gonna be a wine type conversation. So I had to get me some wine.
Ooh. Hold up, baby. I need some wine. They drinking. I didn't get the memo.
Hi, my name is Candel. I unfortunately am not prepared with any wine or anything, but hopefully you all can hear me.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear y'all. And let us know in the comments if y'all can hear us if something's up. So let us know. We're live right now on Facebook and YouTube. And y'all, let's get into the show. I got some fanciness. I like this app.
Me too.
This is legit.
I like this one. This is a good one. So I think I could put up like the topics. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. I could go and put like up a little sticker like Okay, so this is our first oh look, thank you. God bless you, baby. God bless. Now I got my drink.
Ooh, yes. Thank God for the bays.
Are y'all ready? Let's jump right in.
I'm so ready.
So the show opens up with Lawrence and Issa at that the marketplace at the farmer's market. And we find out for sure, we already knew, but Lawrence, he got the job. And he asked Issa, is it a deal breaker? And Issa's like, nah, the D is too good. I am not gonna let it, go that easy.
Right.
That's her San Francisco treat. She cannot let it go.
Hey, she gonna take a trolley nigga.
I love the trolley nigga thing. For me, I've done the long distance thing. I'm still in the long distance. I'm always back and forth between Miami and Connecticut. So for me, I was like, oh, this is easy. Like personally, I could relate to that. When she said a flight is only 45 minutes, she like, ain't nothing gonna stop me. Ain't nothing gonna stop me.
Honey. That's nothing, honey. We get sidetracked and take an hour in a regular day, honey. That's nothing.
Right. Plus, they have history, so it's not like they're starting from scratch, getting to know each other. That love is already there, so that would be a no-brainer, I think.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so, did you want to add something, Chandel, about them, staying together?
Not right now.
Okay.
I'll let you know what I got to say.
Okay. It's cool. Y'all can chime in how y'all want to, but I'm gonna just make sure that it's easy. I mean, even, and I'm gonna ask everybody how they, feel about the scenes.
Okay, so do they love each other? Because she said they love each other. Do they love each other, or are they comfortable?
Lawrence and Issa?
I think they love each other. I think that's love.
That love never went nowhere.
Yeah. I think what happened is obviously because of the cheating thing, there was a fractured part of the relationship. But I think look how easily they got right back to just like being I know they're comfortable with each other, but I think there's also love in there. I don't think they would put that effort forward if they didn't have love for each other.
You know what makes it easy? Good sex. Good sex makes it easy.
Yeah. It helps, but I don't think it's a driving force with them.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, mate. This is why I say it's love, because they've been through something very traumatic, and he wouldn't even be asking deal breakers, breaking it off with other girls, making her the main if he didn't care about her, and vice versa. Like she wouldn't break it off with Nathan. So they could have easily slid into that. Okay, we gonna be, sliders or whatever. But I think them making that commitment to me shows that it's something deeper.
Yes, especially when Issa said she would be willing to potentially move, which was
I forgot about that, Joe.
I was like, oh, because you know how she's doing all her stuff in LA. That's where she's building up her own, which is that's another issue too. Like she's building up all her like career and stuff in LA, but she's willing to move to San Francisco where she doesn't have that same. She's not building that same community kind of.
That's true. That's a good point. We're gonna get back to that because we all know what happened at the end of this episode that's gonna really push it to the edge. Oh, no, Michelle is here. I did not see her. Sorry, Michelle. Michelle, I'm new to this app, so I didn't even see that you had it.
I didn't even have Google Chrome, so we're good.
We just started. We're talking about Issa and Lawrence with the becoming a trolley nigga. So give us your quick about them and that before we move on.
Without spoiling, I think he was just an icky person, and I agree with Nathan. He is from Chinese. Love him, he's gorgeous, but we has not been consistent.
Oh, so that's Team Nate. So not Team Lawrence.
I'm Team Issa being single, but if I have to choose, I'm Team Nate.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. We'll see. Okay. All right. So what's the next scene we go to? Let's see. I know this is the thing I wanted to show, and I love when Issa said, "I'm at a point in my life where I'm cutting out the bullshit and I'm gonna surround myself with things that make me happy." And I love that because, and then they cut to, that scene with Molly and Andrew. It was like, okay, Issa is really putting herself first and she's making sure that she's centered. So I really love that quote. And then we go to Molly and Andrew at the work party. And they trying to figure out who the co-workers is. They playing a little game. They having a little drink. And then, the co-worker comes up and he's like, hey, let's go. We going to this place afterwards. And Molly like, yeah, we finna go. And Andrew gave her that look like, no, ma'am, we're not finna do it. I'm tired. My feet hurt in these tight church shoes. I've been standing here all night with you, getting your arm candy, seeing if Torian in that turtleneck. I don't want to do it. Right?
Exactly.
That damn turtleneck.
Tired with bleach, honey.
And so we see him like her, like to me that was like the first sign. Of course, I was hoping her fall was gonna come, but then you see them talking, and then he's like, okay, whatever, and that was the sign that we see that there's a little rift in Molly and Andrew. We see the foreshadowing. Like, what did y'all think about that?
She doesn't consult him. It's like her way or the highway. And the same thing that she does with Issa. If people don't do things the way that Molly wants them done, it's a problem.
And that's what her therapist told her. Her therapist told her that if she don't like things going her way, then she tripped.
Yep.
Right. I told you the last time that you went live that Molly does not like Asian Bae.
She does not. She just wants the relationship.
She wants the relationship. She wants a yes man. That's why when he asked her, like, what are you fighting for right now? She couldn't even answer.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah.
She does not like that guy. It's just that, like, a lot of women go through that where they get to the point in their lives where it's like, you know what? I've been ran through.
May, did you say ran through?
He fits. But when people say like maybe it's your type, the reason that you can't find a man is because of your type. So you try to move far away from your type, thinking that this is your last opportunity to get it right. And that's why she wants to stay in this relationship. They can't agree on shit.
They can't. But my thing about it is Andrew comes to her so politely. Like, even talking to her about the going out with friends after work. Hey, if it was me, you would have had a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's like, what is this about?
We can't say a word.
Mm-hmm. And you made a good point too, because he did ask, like, what is it? Even when he asked her, what are you fighting for? She just said, oh, this is the furthest I've ever been in a relationship. So it's never, you're right. It's not about Andrew. It's about the status of that relationship. And she wants to win. Molly is about winning in life.
That's right.
I also feel like this. Molly is the type who likes control. And so for her also too, like, she doesn't like to concede, and she likes things to be her way. So she's not even seeing where he's bending and being thoughtful and considerate. For her, it's just like, yeah, we finna go to this party. I'm not finna ask my man how he feeling, if he's tired, and if he's ready to go. I'm ready. We going. This is Molly's plan or whatever. And so we see this theme with her throughout the season of it's Molly way or the highway. And it got real old with Asian Bae real quick. He was like, you know what? I'm finna go. And I was about to say mildly racist, and I'm so glad I did not say it out my mouth because I was like, I can't be canceled. I just get started.
Really, don't take much, honey. Don't take much.
I know.
Do you guys remember right before the trip with that terrible wig episode, right?
That poor wig.
Yeah, before they even got out of town, she was setting demands. Hey, I know your brother has a lot of things planned, but I don't want to do that. So can we just chill? And he said, okay, babe, I got it. I'll talk to my brother. He took the L for that. He took the L when they had that spat in the pool, and she couldn't even take a night going home early.
When they were arguing, and she said, what have you bent over backwards for me? I damn near lost my mind. The lack of self-awareness.
It's narcissistic.
Oh,
it's the definition of a narcissist.
Yeah.
Okay. It is, just like the conversation that they had. He was like, it's a conversation. Like the brother said that, like it's a good conversation. Mm-hmm. Her narcissistic behavior kicked in. Like, listen, I need you to apologize for what I'm about to do to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it was so disrespectful. Like, I bring you this far to meet my family, and you let something that he didn't even do to you change your whole perspective of him. And now we can't even go and hang out with him. Like, that's just a bit much. I knew she was. Do y'all remember when he was basically looking at her packing all these bathing suits? Like, what are you like? Is there nothing like? Are you planning nothing for us as a family? Like no sit downs, no
consideration for
consideration.
for the brothers.
There's no family. She doesn't value that interest of her. A man wants to introduce me to his brother. She's like, okay. I mean, why would you do that?
I didn't even think about that. That's right. That packing alone said a lot.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Nothing freaky, but
Yeah. We're gonna do what I want to do. This is what I'm planning. This is my vacation.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So
I hope y'all don't mind, by the way.
No, it's good. I like that.
You're dropping gems. You're dropping gems.
Dropping gems.
Okay.
Come on, let's give it to them.
I get real deep when I eat, baby.
I get tired. So the next scene we see Issa go visit Nathan. He at the new shop. She's saying hi to everybody. Ain't nobody saying nothing back to her. I thought that was And then we see the new spot, and we see that's where she's gonna have her next event. So I'm like, okay, they trying to maintain a friendship. And then Nathan apologizing for shading the fuck out of Lawrence the last time, and he's like, for him, it hit him in a way he didn't think it would. It was a lot for him, and he. In his mind, he wanted it to work with Issa. So I thought that was interesting that they had that exchange. But you also see Issa say she accepts the apology, but she doubled down and was like, I got a new man. I'm not messing this up again. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to make me. I'm not fucking you in the back of this barber shop. I will not.
Honey,
we're not having another moment.
Issa look like that little girl in Color Purple. I got to go to school.
Hello.
She's running from it because you have those people where it's like, don't even touch me.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a wrap.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a wrap.
Exactly.
But that made me love Nathan even more. Like, I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna respect their boundaries, which made, I'm not gonna say the end. I know we're building up to that, but that's what made it hurt even more. So being faithful this time, being honest, being fully committed, and
yeah, for me, have y'all like, could y'all relate to that moment with Nathan and Issa, and how like sometimes you had that back and forth with somebody, you like, dang, like you could be one of them people, but I gotta make the process of elimination of who gonna be best in my life. I've been in that situation before where I've been like, damn, you cool people, but this is serving me better. This is a better alignment with who I am, what I am. Like,
what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been in that situation because I've had a Nathan that got away. That every time I look back on how shit the relationship I dated that for was, I'm like, damn, I just took a leap of faith and just left my Lawrence where he was with Nathan. So I definitely had that experience. That's probably why I'm Team Nathan.
I was going to ask you that. Do you think that's why you Team Nathan?
Yeah.
You know what? I realized that when I talk about the show, that age does play a factor in how you in your perception, right? Because I'm 43, and so like I'm so unimpressed with Nathan's ass. I'm so unimpressed with him taking me to a pool that he don't even own. And people like, oh my God, really opened up when they had spent that day together. Fuck that pool. That wasn't even your pool.
That was so spontaneous.
Okay, you're spontaneous. That's always fun. I don't know if y'all ever read the book. He's Just Not That Into You.
Yeah.
But
I didn't read it.
Women choose the spontaneous, wild guy. That represents
it was a little brokeisha, some of his plans. Now that you say it, but I rock with him because he was really sweet, and that's why it's a little bit
like all your cousins. Like we all sweet, honey. Everybody's sweet. Okay,
but that's what makes him a winner to me, because like, and that's what makes this really difficult to me to see like her choice, because I'm like, Nathan's really a cool person. He got his mental health stuff and he getting it together. But it's like, damn. Yeah.
I got my 8 homeboys that's cool. Okay. A lot of people cool. Hey, be with me.
Laptop charger.
Okay, get that. We don't want you to run out. Okay, y'all. So the next scene, Molly and Andrew get back to her place, and he want to watch the Looking for LaToya reunion. Molly like, no, I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap. And he like, well, I'm gonna just watch it. You know, I won't give you no spoilers. She's like, no, you ain't gonna watch this without me. And for him, I think it be like that. For him, that was the straw that broke.
Yes. You know what?
He like, you know what?
Speaking of control, since you brought it up.
He said, well, you know what? Of course, if it ain't something that you want to do, then we ain't finna do it. And she like, wait, what? And they get into it. And they going at it, and Molly's talking about, I always let stuff go. And I'm looking at the TV like, when, Molly?
Yes.
Girl,
when? Yes, when? She doesn't let a damn thing go. She holds on to everything.
Never.
I'm glad he told her about herself. Granted, it was a little bit passive, but it's okay, Asian babe.
Yeah.
Yes. He was like, you never let anything go. And I'm like, Molly, like, she's so full of herself that she can't even realize when she's like doing fucked up shit. Like, she's so into Molly, so into what she got going on in her life. And I'm so happy that Andrew was finally giving it to her. Like, no, ma'am, like, I'm tired of this. I want to see Looking for LaToya right now. I'm finna look for LaToya. You can go.
Let me just say this too, because I think that there are little messages that are hidden in this show, which is one reason that I love it. Men are watching the way that we handle our friendships. I think that he is so turned off from her, because it's like, okay, if this is your best friend, and you can't even bring yourself to have a conversation with her, it speaks to your character as a woman. Like, if I'm looking at you for a life partnership, you're showing me who you are.
Yeah.
He might have been watching some Oprah and Dr. Maya Angelou interviews, honey. You don't know, because he knows some stuff.
He's actually the type that would be so cool with them just running off together and living alone forever. No family.
Right.
Friends.
Yeah, but only because she has him as a security blanket. Yeah. Because if he's not there, then she's seeking out someone else to fill that role of her being her little blankie. But to that point, in one of your previous lives, Janey, I was mentioning that there were so many times when Andrew tried to kind of soften her approach toward Issa, like giving her like a helping hand, like, hey, you know, maybe you should think about, like, he was dropping hints from the jump that she was not treating that situation properly.
Nope.
Yeah. And yes, he was very supportive, but to your point, he was keeping note. Yeah, he was taking note the whole time.
Yep.
I think that at that moment,
it speaks to what kind of mother you are, what type of mother you are, what type of friend you are, what type of wife you are. When you can just, like, your best friends, fuck them, that says a lot about you.
That's true.
Molly even wants kids?
You think who? What you say, Michelle?
Do you think Molly even wants a family?
Yeah, I think she want all of that. That's why it's so hard for something that ain't working.
Yeah.
But do you think that's why she was fighting? It's because she wants the family thing, or was she just trying to not fail at her relationship because everything she's been through for it?
Try not to fail.
Yeah.
Because she had gotten this far. She's like, I already got to this level. Maybe I can get to the next level and next level and next level. She's just trying to get to that end game for her. Yeah, it's not about the relationship.
Right. I really think it had anything to do with Andrew. I think she was trying to just not fall on her face because of everything she went through with Issa and all the naysayers out there, because she's never really successfully had a relationship. Right. I think she was trying to win for that very reason. I think she was trying to prove everybody wrong, really.
I agree.
We have an audience question.
Growing and have the long relationship and everything, and was taking mental notes. So when he asked that question, her response was, what was her response again? Oh, I've never gotten this far in a relationship. He hasn't. He's grown within this one, and it's like, okay, this is run its course. I think I'm ready to give my best to someone better than you.
Right.
Yeah. What was the question, May? What did you say?
Honestly, y'all, where are the Mollys of the world? We can't all be Issa's, Kelly's, and Tiffany's. Will the real Mollys please stand up?
I mean,
tell me why the fuck we want the real Mollys to please stand up, and now we want them to stay in therapy.
No, therapy. Thank you, May. Therapy. Therapy.
I think, with any TV show or movie, like there's a, exaggeration of a character.
Yes.
And so on some levels, I can just speak personally, maybe at times, I would honestly, throughout this whole process, I was about to say something. I was like, I'm trying to think of a time, have I ever been a Molly? And maybe very early on, maybe in high school, maybe 20. Like, I just can't see myself in the last 15 years being that type of bitch. Because I worked really hard to be considerate and understanding to my friends, to grow. Like, that's something that I'm super, super loyal, super giving and committed. Like I said, I come into relationships with my whole heart. So I try to fight for stuff to my detriment. Bad relationships. So
that's how I've been my entire life. The only thing I will say that I've gotten better with is that I could be kind of controlling and kind of mothering to my own friends and sometimes and family members, where I think I'm trying to be protective and helpful, and I would be like, you should do this way, like, and then it comes off wrong, even though the intentions were good. But it's never been a Molly situation where she's just like completely unaware. It's just she's in an unevolved place in her life. Yes. Like she's not self-aware, and when you're not self-aware, you can't give a really good part. You can't give anything good of yourself because you're not aware of the shortcomings that you have and how they're affecting other people.
And she's a very low vibrating person.
That's a good one, May.
So she come in with pessimistic. She moves from a place of fear, really, which is all of this. All of this speaks to fear. Okay, that's why she handles Issa the way that she does. That's why she's pushing her away. She's afraid of closeness, and now that she's trying to have this closeness with Andrew, because she hasn't healed, she's pushing his ass away too.
Yep.
She didn't even break down her wall when there was an emergency, like with Tiffany when they were running with the girls. I don't know if you noticed, but Issa tried to kind of be friendly on the bus. And they're like, hey, girl, your friend's missing.
She's like, child, let's split up, honey. I ain't got time for this.
Yep.
And Molly is. I don't know I don't know Molly. I don't know where they at. Honestly, I said this going like watching this show. I was like, honestly, I haven't seen too many Molly sympathizers, but I was like, I don't think if I saw somebody really, really going hard for Molly, to me, that'll make me think twice about wanting to be cool with them. Cause I'm like, what in you is relating to this? Like,
that's a Molly. That's a Molly.
Yeah.
What type of person are you that really like rocks for this?
Right.
So I don't know what a Molly's at, Tierra, but I
find myself saying like, don't be a Molly, boo. Don't be a Molly.
I saw my petty post. I was like, the biggest scam in the world is these people that put on women's empowerment brunches. But they want to sit with you in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, another thing about Molly is she's one of these people that seems to have everything put together. Like she seems like on the outside, her life looks like she's just got it neatly wrapped up in a bow, but she's such a mess in her own, like in her personality, that it doesn't matter that you have this great job, that you have these great clothes, that you have this, lifestyle. If you suck as a person,
that's true.
Like what does it count?
So the next scene, guys, we see. So we're still at the house, and we see Kelly is blowing up Molly's phone, right?
Yeah.
And now we go to the house, and we find out that Tiffany is missing.
I just want to say, Janey, before you go, I just want to say that I called this on one of your previous lives. Okay,
what you said?
I said I think that the postpartum depression that Tiffany is going through is probably going to bring these people together. I just want to throw that out there.
I saw that at, but that was you.
Listen.
I didn't believe her though. Like the acting was a little. I was like, all right,
Oh, wait, let's get to that because we could even okay. So I wanted to know, was that Tiffany mama and sister at the house who was talking about catfish?
That's who I thought. That's who I thought it was.
I couldn't tell. And Princess Penny said on Twitter that was a foreshadowing of the baby that was coming. And I didn't catch that. Somebody was like, "Yeah, I read that in Big Mama."
Remember? Did you guys ever watch Soul Food? Because in Soul Food, she said, "I dreamt of fish. When you dream of fish, it's pregnancy." So that's what I thought. I was like, when she said the catfish, I was like, "That's usually pregnancy."
Last night. Yeah, so Big Mama's still telling us about the pregnancies and the fish. And then so Derek is like, okay, he decides to leave, and he's like, let's go look for let's go look for Tiffany since the police don't want to look for her. And the girls are like, okay, I'm gonna go with you. And you see this Princess Penny cameo. Princess Penny, I love him. He's the showrunner, the director of the show. So I follow him on Twitter. I like to see little cameos from him. I love him. And Kelly goes over to him and they have this back and forth. But like y'all said earlier, you see Issa trying, because they're going their separate ways. And then Molly was like, well, I'm gonna go over here. And Issa was like, all right, girl, like
maybe we can split up.
Well, in that moment, I honestly did not feel like Molly was trying to like be mean or trying to like be standoffish. I really do think that I thought they would be able to cover more ground if they did separate. So I didn't.
Listen, the first rule of friendship, the first rule of being a best friend, I'm a really good best friend, is being able to read your best friend.
Thank you.
And when your best friend is saying, girl, let's do this together, you don't say let's split up. Like I've never in my life, like, girl, let's look together. Okay, let's go over here. Like, let's go over here. It's a
are they best friends right now? In this moment at the movie theater, are they best friends?
Well, that's the problem.
And the relationship is over 10 years. Come on now.
But Issa keeps trying. Molly can see that. Molly can see that Issa keeps putting in the effort.
Exactly.
So
yeah, you know your best friend.
She should know
your friend. You know what she's doing.
But does she see that Issa's trying? Because she didn't see Andrew bending over backwards.
But she don't see nothing because she chooses not to.
Yeah, we know Molly's really like self-absorbed, so she misses a lot of things that's going around her.
True.
You brought up a good point too, Shadell, because honestly, they did cover more ground. So, in a practice, but to May Rain's point, that's true though. Like a friend or any person, like you pick up on people's cues and like what they're saying. And Molly, for some reason, she just it's a block right there with caring and compassion and being tuned in with somebody should be. This whole don't be. Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
it's vulnerable. So I'm reading somebody. It's a vulnerable time, regardless. Oh yeah, definitely a vulnerable time. And so then they go to the bar. They figure out that Tiffany's been there or whatever, and they go to the next location that Tiffany visited, some restaurant they went to before. And I really like this part where the guy was like, I really don't care about this job. I space out a lot. And I can relate to that because a bitch could have asked me on a couple of jobs what's going on, and I would have been like, it was a fire here yesterday. Oh, and I love how Issa put in those little Easter eggs and those things in the script where we like they're super relatable, real life stuff that's going on. And so then they see Tiffany on the surveillance, they cussing with the man, talk about zooming or whatever. He
my God, I love that part.
It was funny. And then getting on the bus.
It's because I blame those CSI and SVU. They have all that technology that does not exist in real life, but they're like,
Exactly. And they like, come on, sir, show us what's going on. Ain't no pan in here, sir. This is a Mexican takeout restaurant. Right. So then they see Tiffany get on the bus, and as we see that they saw that was her next step in her journey of being missing and getting, having that type of a breakdown. And so they're on the bus, and I thought that it was really sweet and kind of vulnerable. I liked what they do with the men here. They show the men in a very vulnerable state, and I love that Derek was talking about his feelings, and he was like, should I have seen this? And
that was nice. That was really sweet.
Comforting him, and Molly, come in, and I saw that too. The show's way of us seeing that Issa and Molly's gonna maybe think about their friendship differently. Like, what y'all thought about that?
I think it was still Molly being selfish, and I think that maybe I'm just a Molly hater, but I think she thought, oh, this is what people do when they're thinking of someone else, and it because at the end of the episode now she wants to talk to Issa. I'm like,
I interpreted differently. I think that what he was saying was resonating with her, like, oh shit, like I'm thinking like this is kind of like my situation with Issa, where as a friend, and then seeing Issa giving that like wise and like comforting advice, I think for her was like, damn, she is a good person with a good heart, and she probably is trying her best. And am I not giving her enough of a chance? No, you're not. And that's what I think that she started seeing in that moment. Right. I think that's more of what she was kind of like realizing, like, damn, I may have been messing up all along. Right. So it was almost like a parallel, like, analogy of like what was going on with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where Issa's trying, and then the other person is just not resonating with the other person.
I agree, and I like the scene, and I like what the foundation that they were laying for what was to come. Now y'all see they get up, and the bus driver is being and doing way too much, and I'm like, okay, sir. Okay, that does. And so, what did y'all think about that? I thought it was like a good comedic relief, but it was really interesting for like they didn't know at the time what the world would be like, and that was so funny when the cop was like, "Not me, not today."
Oh my gosh! Yes, that is insane. That it it's not insane because we know that it's something that happens consistently. It doesn't need to take what's happening now for it to happen. So, but I do think it was sad and beautiful at the same time that it was so timely. And then I saw online that Crystal from The Read wrote, if only more cops were to respond that way, like, not me, not today. I wonder where we would be in that scenario. It's true. Like, I wish more people, because a lot of it is just blowing it out of proportion, especially with that guy from the damn bus.
Yeah, she don't want to be your friend, sir.
That man killed me.
I was like, you know what's interesting, and I don't know why this is, but it seems that there are people that perceive your resistance to their friendship as offensive and violent,
like hostility.
Right, like the fact that I'm not speaking to you, or in this moment, or the fact that I'm I just want to say hi and ride on the bus. I think that there are people that perceive it as hostile.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
So I mean, we all people of color here, Black people here. That's white people. Okay.
Look, I'm trying not to get canceled. Okay.
No getting canceled.
We're not getting canceled for that, because that's a real statement. Like, first of all, he didn't read the fact that he's telling somebody, "You're my inner spirit animal," whatever he said to her. Like,
you're my inner Black lady, which is
weird.
You're
highly offensive.
To be your friend and interact with you. Like, I don't have to do that. And that, to me, that's so many times we see that with white people. It's like they try to make you do stuff, and it's like, I don't have to do this, sir. Like, who are you? You don't control me. You don't own me. And that was another example of that.
You don't own me.
And the approach was so offensive because
you say, I'm gonna get my
you're my inner Black lady. Like, what?
So the worst part of a Black woman is who you want to identify with as the homosexual man?
Well, it's not even just that. No, it's not just that. It's like making her feel like she's a caricature. She's not a caricature in your own head that you can create like this is part of you now. No, she's a human being. Treat her as an individual. Now, if you want to be her friend, approach her the right way. I think the approach itself was so bad.
Right?
What did you say, Michelle?
if I remember correctly, she politely told him like, no, right?
No, she didn't politely tell him, but he deserved a non-polite response because he was rude as hell. So he deserved. She was like, "Leave me the f alone." I think she was just like, kind of like, "I'm not talking to you." Like,
Yeah,
not today. Not today.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to my notes. I got a lot of notes over here. Oh, so Derek walking up to that door. So now, like, because now we could get into what you were saying, Michelle, about the acting in this scene. For me, I teared up. I ain't gonna lie. Like, something in that scene, them going into the depression, postpartum depression, him walking up to the door, him seeing Tiffany embracing her, and she's like, "I'm sorry." And I really like what somebody on Twitter said. They said he didn't approach her with anger and like, "What the fuck you doing? I'm going crazy." It was a very loving, "I'm here for you. Like, I want you to know I'm in this with you. Like, I'm in." You remember Lawrence was like, we in this, Issa. Like, I'm in this with you, Tiffany. And I really, really loved that. And I was telling somebody on a post is that I could relate to that because I don't know if anybody's ever battled depression. I have. And I would ghost. Like, I remember taking off, like, I never, I don't think when I had that, like, the deepness of it, I wasn't with anybody, so I could disappear and nobody really knew. I know I took off from work. I just ain't, honestly, I didn't even call out from work. I just didn't show up for a week.
Wow.
And I lucked up for the type of job I had that my manager just happened not to be there that week. And I was working in sales, and so you could kind of come and go as you please. So to not see me wasn't an alarm, and the person who was checking on me wasn't there. But I remember just being in bed for a week, barely eating, sitting in the dark, and I just didn't want to be bothered, and I really couldn't process how I was feeling. So for me, when I started, I was like, "Whoo, child, trigger."
Yeah.
I really felt that, and I saw some people saying that the scene was stupid. They didn't understand why they did that. They could have dealt without like that. Like, what did y'all think about that scene? I know, Michelle, you have your thoughts on it. I didn't feel like Amanda Seales gave us an Oscar-winning performance, but I felt the emotion. I felt it. So, Michelle,
listen, I was tearing up with everybody up to the door because I could feel what was about to happen. But something about just, I don't know, her eyes just didn't give me anything. It just looked like, okay, sorry.
I kind of agree. I think the setup was really nice. I think his acting was really, like, I felt it. I felt like I believed him, that it was him at the moment experiencing that. When it came to Tiffany, and I like Amanda, so I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to say it, but I don't feel like her emotion and her face didn't give me, like, she had everything. She was stripped down. She had her natural hair. Someone pointed out, no nails done. She finally showered probably for the first time, because that happens with depression, where you just sometimes don't want to get up and do anything.
I was not doing nothing.
Listen, it happens. But I think it's her face, the way that you emote that kind of like despair and feeling of just numbness. I just didn't sense that numbness coming from her. And I think that's what Michelle meant. And I agree with you in that, Michelle. The scene, it was beautiful. The way that they covered postpartum depression and the loving just approach that man had was beautiful.
So, again, unpopular opinion. All right. Let's start here. Let's start here, but this is where we end up. I did not expect her to be there alone when he opened that door. I thought that there was going to be another man in there.
Oh, you nasty.
No. For a split second, I thought that too. I was like, what if it's a bitch in there with her?
Right. And this is why, though.
Well, not a girl bitch, but a person bitch.
Every gender.
Listen, they tiptoed around postpartum in such a way. If it had not been for other audience members, like reading other people's comments, I didn't get postpartum from that. Like, I've experienced depression, and I try not to get too deep into speaking on issues that I am not certified to speak on. Okay, so let me just put it out there. But I mean, when they went to the what was it, Coachella?
Yeah.
and she wanted to stay. Was that event?
No, it was Issa's event, the block party.
Okay, she wanted to stay. She wanted to stay. There were other times that hinted at her being detached and not ready to be a mom. Okay, and not ready to settle into a life where she felt like, I'm giving up these opportunities to stay at the party, to hang out with my friends, but oh my God, I just didn't get that she was on the brink of like, a meltdown. So
I felt it did.
I didn't get that. I just did not get that. Like, I've been there. I didn't want to go to the party. I didn't want to tell anybody, no, leave me here. Like, I'm having a good time. It was more like, why did you drag me out here to engage with other people? Like, I just want to go into myself. I want to go home. I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. And I didn't get this whole deep postpartum storyline that everybody else got, and I felt kind of bad. Like, am I fucking detached? Like, I mean, all of this sad shit. Like, that girl want a vibe, just like I did when I had my kids. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Wait, because before the comments get too far ahead of us, I saw something and I thought about this as an afterthought. So please forgive me, guys who watch with us. I thought we should have added a man to this conversation, but I love the fact that Anthony Malcolm, my good friend, he was like, the worst fear ever is a man. His heart drops when you're at a hotel door not knowing what to expect on the other end. And I thought, damn, that was a good point he made, because we're not even thinking of it from a man perspective too. Like, what is he thinking? How is he feeling? Even though, we know it's depression. What if she leaving because it's another man or another person? She don't want
to be tied down. Get a nanny. That girl will be okay. I'm telling y'all. Yeah. If y'all see a nanny in the next season, she good. Okay?
I think I've never experienced depression before, but from what I've heard from others, it looks different for everyone. Yeah. So that just maybe her dealing with it. But I think this whole thing that they did with the postpartum is just a testament of how, when it comes to things such as mental health or just health in general, Black women go ignored. So much of the fact where even her friends or her husband, the people who are supposed to be closest to Tiffany, didn't even notice. She's been making remarks for like the past 2-3 episodes here and there, and everybody just kind of brushed it off. Or the audience were like, y'all need to check on Tiffany. Something's definitely
yeah. And Issa said that too. She said it was amazing that a lot of people just didn't catch that. Like, the people in your life, the people around her are just oblivious to Tiffany really screaming for help. And that's something that they kind of wanted to show in the episodes, is like how you could be going through something, and sometimes how the people around you may not be in tune. And maybe it's for us as friends, as family members, as tribes, as business partners, whatever, to pay more attention to each other. Like, I shouldn't see my friends saying weird things and out of character things and not check in with them,
Yeah. It made me remember a scene. I don't even know what season it was, but it was a while ago when she was still pregnant. And remember, she was always like, oh, it's fine. Any little thing.
Yeah.
But there was a scene where she was in the car with Issa. They were pulling up somewhere, doing some random activity. And she just broke down crying. And was like, oh, I'm losing my friends because I'm the pregnant one. And this was like before her baby shower. Do you guys remember that?
Yes, that's when she and Kelly,
after the Coachella episode, right?
That's when she and Kelly had she and Kelly almost had a falling out.
Yeah. Right. She broke down. So she's never been one to step out with her emotions, but she does call out for help.
So Zakia Foster says, you become a different person. She said depression is different for everyone, but what's consistent is your whole attitude changes.
Yeah. So I also like what Bo said too. She was like, and I've seen some other people say this, Bo Leg, I know her as that, Taisha. She probably gonna be mad at me saying her name, but she was like, her problem was that she wasn't the center of attention anymore. And do you think that kind of played into it as well?
Was she ever the center of attention though?
But she always tried to be
in her own life,
in her own way.
I think they to help her out, doing laundry for her and trying to do things. So I think they were paying attention to her. They just missed some very key things that would have been, very helpful
Emotionally, like they were there for her, like let's help her clean up, let's help her with the baby, but nobody was checking on her spirit and her mind. And that's sometimes we got to remember that too, like yo, like that's something that we got to check in on too. And I ask my friends that too, like you good, how you want to process this, how you want to talk about this, do you need me to listen, or you need a coach, you need a cheerleader, like what you need, and doing those check-ins.
No, that's powerful. Do you need a cheerleader or do you need a coach? That is very powerful.
I actually got that from a podcast. I listened to the read. I love it. You know, Crystal and Kid Fury. And Crystal does the Insecurity podcast, but they talk about mental health a lot. And when they put it in that term, I didn't realize I was doing that, but it gave me like the words for it. And that's something that I definitely say with friends. Now they blowing up in the comments, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that I get everybody.
I will add too that Derek, remember, told Lawrence that they weren't even planning. Granted, this could be foreshadowing without throwing out too much. But Derek did say in the episode and in previous episodes that they weren't planning for it, they weren't ready for it, and it just happened. So all of that, I think, adds to maybe Tiffany being so overwhelmed with her situation that she doesn't know what to do with herself.
I forgot about that they didn't really plan for it.
They were like they wanted to wait another 2 years. So who knows what they had planned within those 2 years that had nothing to do with a baby.
The whole cast just having unplanned pregnancy.
Okay, we finna get there. We finna get there. So Molly gets back to Andrew's apartment and they speak about their fight. And Andrew is still being considerate and letting her know, like, we don't got to speak about this right now. You just went through something traumatic with your friends. I'm gonna let you process that. And he's still being a good man.
And she's still insisting on Molly's time to talk about it right now.
Point.
Did they
I don't like them kind of people, honey, that be real considerate while they breaking up with you. I don't like that shit. They be real nice about it and shit. When a person is like really, really nice about it, that's when you know they are over your shit.
What Chris that Michelle had that song, Blame It On Me, says smoke.
Blame it on me, baby. Listen, whatever you want to say, honey. You want to talk about it, you need a little time because this shit is over. You have a processing time because it's a done job.
That is true shit. You right, if a bitch too calm, they like, all right. They ain't fighting for shit.
Now we can talk about it being over tomorrow.
Man, what did y'all think about him saying, what are you really fighting for?
Yep.
What did you like? It's something my boyfriend said. He was like, they never said they loved each other.
Never.
And that was a key part to me. It was like, even though Molly wants this to work, you're not in love with him, and he knew that too, and he wasn't in love with her, and it's just not working.
I think it's what May said at the beginning. She wanted that idea of a relationship. She was at a certain point. He fit the bill. He was, accommodating. He had a good job. He checked off the list, the Molly list. But realistically, it wasn't really what she wanted. She was fighting for winning. She wasn't fighting for that relationship.
Yeah. Shandell and Michelle, what did you guys think about the fight with Andrew and Molly?
I think not Molly. Andrew had one foot out the door from a few episodes ago. Because I think so, because he when their work schedules wasn't matching up, he was like, I don't know if it's gonna work. Even though she accommodated him and trying to make more time, I don't think he was really feeling it from then. I think he was just trying to see where it would go. But then the thing with the brother happened. He saw how uncompromising she was being, and he like, nah.
Right. The sex was good for him. That's what made him stay longer. The sex was good. Yeah. He was getting some good snapper.
What was it? Because he was so disappointed on that trip. He was like, okay.
He was disappointed at her freak level, but they still got it in on that balcony. He was like, well, let me stick my chopstick in the mac and cheese. Let me go on in and get me some. Here's the thing, though. But let's have a real conversation, women. How many times you don't stay to some shit too long because the sex is good?
Listen, no.
Okay, I'm the only one in this bitch by myself.
I'm an honest married woman. No comments.
Okay.
You know damn well some of them
I
people
think
need
for
to be
myself, I
gone.
don't did it, and I don't stay in something way too long because the peen was good, and I shouldn't have did it.
Me too.
And so I
It's
think that,
good.
but I think men do that too, though. I think men do that too. Men will put up with
I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Yesenia Marquez wrote a comment. It goes back to that one conversation that Molly had with her therapist last season. Molly is obsessed with the shoulds of her life. Her life should look a certain way.
Yes.
Be a comment.
Good point.
Yes.
Let me find that comment. Where you at, Yesenia?
How do you like a lot of comments on this thingy majig?
Go to live comments, Michelle.
Wait, Yesenia, is this it? Is this the conversation? Can y'all see me when I put the comments up on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Molly want the shouldas.
Yeah.
Some people want that resume life. They don't want to feel it.
Checking
It
off,
look
I'm telling you,
good.
she's checking off
I
her
agree.
list.
The way she moves is perfect for her professional career. It's why she's a phenomenal lawyer. But when it comes to life, you can't have that checklist life.
Guys, I want to throw a little monkey wrench in here.
Okay.
Forward.
Me thinks that she and Torian might end up boot up.
Do you watch Funky Diva, Quentin Latham? Because he's been saying that too.
Let me tell you, Torian put her in her place. Number one, she tried it with him, but he put her in her place. Torian is kind of like Molly, but I think they would challenge each other to the point where they would try to improve themselves separately to be better, and then they would be a better unit. I think Torian got it, even with his turtleneck. Torian and his turtleneck.
Torian's not gay?
No.
You know what? I can't tell with Torian.
He might be metrosexual.
It's not clockable to me because sometimes I thought he was straight and then other times I thought he was gay. You know, we don't care here.
He could be bi. He could be bi.
Michelle, he could be bi. Maybe he's giving off both of that energy that we don't know.
He's a good catch. He's a good catch.
But he works with her, so then that would be messy too.
It would be messy. It would be messy, but I don't know, something about he's been popped in that like a lot in relation to Molly and Molly's like issues and her growth as a person and the way that I don't know. Something tells me that Torian might end up being a love interest for Molly.
You know, because she did apologize to him. That was the first time I saw her apologize to a human being at work.
True.
You know what? You might be right.
You might be on the something.
Joelle, am I saying that right?
Joelle, yeah. Blame my mom.
Yeah. All this
Here's the
thing, y'all. I went to high school with Joelle, and I thought all this time her name was Joelle. Like, and I ain't shit.
Wow. Listen, most people, I've gotten Joella. I'm like, bitch, where did you get the A from? Please tell me where you get the A from.
No, we gonna get your name right because that's your name.
I blame my mom.
Somebody said, "Can we do make this a weekly panel next week?"
We may need
you to join in. I feel like we need a man to kind of balance it out too. I like the man.
Yeah, I would like to hear a man's point of view on this.
Yeah.
Yesenia, you made me just forget something.
I forgot about Bi Dude. Oh, that's Ryan. She has issues with bisexual guys. That's Ryan.
For real, y'all.
And I like how he played her when she tried to crawl back. He was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yep, that's right.
Bye.
That's right. Which is again it's just slowly. I think this series has continually showed that Molly is just in need of some intervention and therapy, like desperately
from drugs.
That drove situation. Oh, I can't even.
Ooh, I wish we may have to do a recap and go back to all the episodes. Yes. Okay, so wait. Let me see. The next scene, y'all. Lauren show up to the door looking like a sad puppy, and I thought honestly, I was thinking, where is Lawrence? And because him and Derek are really close. I thought it was weird that he wasn't there helping looking for Tiffany. And that look on his face for me, before he said it, and I thought about y'all in the comments from the last couple of lives, kept saying that girl was pregnant. I said, y'all put that jinx on us. And before he said it,
that's a catfish.
That was the catfish. That was the fish in Big Mama's dream.
Damn.
I thought when Lawrence showed up to that door that he was going to say he cannot do it. He cannot leave.
I thought he was going to say he had slept with Condola.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
Right, Shando?
I did.
I mean, clearly he did at some point.
You're right.
I thought pregnancy right away because he had that sick face. Like, I don't fucked up the thing. In my words, my favorite fucking Dineva. He don't fucked up the thing. Y'all,
that was heartbreaking. I'm so angry.
It hurt.
I'm just gonna say this because I said it on Twitter. I'm gonna say it here. All this time, I'm directing my energy and my anger at Molly, but we know the villain of the story was fucking Constellation. Okay, I can't deal with her.
Condolences is at fault.
Damn you, Cannoli.
Condolences. Listen, let me tell you
they have
something.
canola oil trending on Twitter because
Condola virus is the problem here.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Condola virus is the problem.
You know what? I saw something online that I was like, that's right. Remember how she played, because she kind of played Lawrence, let's be real, about the whole Friendsgiving, how she wasn't ready for him to be like, even going to a Friendsgiving, but she's ready to have a whole baby with him.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Please explain it to me. Make it make sense.
At that age where she's like, I just want a child.
And she knows Lawrence is a good dude.
She knows he's a good dude, but she's trifling for that. Because he has something going on, and I think she doesn't want to admit it, but because he's back with Issa, she's like, oh, you don't have to be involved. I mean, I'm just going to have the baby regardless. Lawrence is not the kind of guy that just wants to have a child out.
Exactly. He's going to be involved.
Here is my problem. Y'all keep forgetting this, okay? Lawrence had an STD and could not remember who he slept with.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
This is what is so annoying to me. So when he showed up talking about this heifer is pregnant, I'm like, damn, again? Like,
but he said, wait, but Maggie, remember he said, but we were careful. So to me, either he pulled it out or he had a Jimmy on. Taking us back to the 90s. The Jimmy.
Condola or Camila. I don't know what he's bringing to Issa, but it's not a good look.
Okay, so I'm going to share my thoughts on Condoleezza Rice in this baby because here's the thing. Ain't no way a man gonna look me in my eyes and his first thought and his first words to me when I tell him that I'm pregnant and he say, is it mine? And then the next thing he like this, fuck. I don't want that baby. I'm not keeping that baby. No. So, if for personal reason, because I grew up in a single parent home, I will not bring a baby in this world without somebody who wants it. I am a firm believer. I feel like the babies feel that energy. I feel like they know from the beginning. It's that negativity. I don't feel like you should do it. I feel like in this day and age with the technology, the science that we have, and the understanding that we have a mental health and child rearing, don't do it if you don't have to. I get it. Sometimes things happen and you make the best of a situation. But in a situation like this where you're not with the man, he's telling you he don't want the baby. Why are you choosing to be a single mother?
Right.
I will say though, like for her though, let's look at it this way, she would be the one carrying the baby, so she would be the one that would have to go through an abortion if they decided to do that. So let's be real, like in that sense, like I'm a firm believer of your body, your choice. You figure out what you want to do. Mm-hmm. So if she would feel uncomfortable doing that with her own body, then
she did it before though.
But maybe she's traumatized from that. Maybe she doesn't want to go through that again. Maybe she thinks, oh, this is a sign.
She ain't say that.
I know she didn't.
And I'm not going to get my business for the whole wide world, but what I'm going to say is, I just feel like
when it was me,
if it was me, I'm giving that baby back to God, and I'm not going to keep it because I am.
The disrespect, though.
I do believe, everybody, like your body is your choice. I get that. Also, part of me is like this too, and I know it's an unpopular opinion.
Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled.
We got you, sis. We got you. Go ahead.
What sense? Like, why does the man have no say in this?
I was just about to say that. Why
does the man have no say in something that's going to affect him for the rest of his life?
Because she's the one that has to. She's the one that has to go through the experience, and that could be traumatic for a woman. So you got to look at it like physically. It's just the way the cards are dealt. That's her body. Right. That's the baby's growing in her body. And if she doesn't want that baby, because then you look at it the other way. What if the man's like, yeah, I want that baby. And she's like, I don't want this damn baby. But she didn't even want it. It should be her choice. I'm sorry. When you decide to lay with another person,
right? Choices,
man. Choices.
Yeah.
What you was gonna say, Michelle?
I'm saying, but she didn't even want a relationship.
Right.
He told her that too. He said the same thing. We're not together. Like, we broke up or whatever. Like, why are you doing this? Right. And to speak to Janae's point, what she was saying, I thought the same thing in that moment, really, because I wanted Issa and Lawrence to work. But like, why do men have so little say in situations like this? So like you said, it can go either way. Maybe she wants the baby and he does it, or maybe she doesn't want the baby, but he does. Either way, it's her choice. Like, he has.
I feel like this. God knew what he was doing. Okay, he made it. Well, we got to carry it. We get to lay up on the table. If we don't want it, turn on the vacuum.
That's a vacuum, man.
Listen, hey.
If God wanted them to have a say, he would have had to carry a little bit over here and give it to me.
They would have been seahorses, then they couldn't carry the baby.
Okay, okay, but here's the. It's a little unfair to me. I get it. It's just a little
unfair. We didn't make it unfair. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I don't want that baby. I would tell her to not keep that baby, especially after what you said, Janae, because it's true. If a man is like, oh no, did you sleep with someone else? Is it mine? I would be so highly offended and disrespected. Right? That like, where's the nearest Planned Parenthood?
Exactly. What type of daddy he finna be? Now,
no,
he's not a reluctant daddy,
but he's gonna be a great dad.
Yeah, he's gonna step up. I don't think.
He's gonna be a great dad, but that energy.
Anthony's comment. Maybe I think Issa's going to get with the bipolar guy, and then Lawrence finds out and tell Issa the other guy's gonna propose. My season 5 scenario cliffhanger.
I really feel like when the baby comes, Lawrence, being the emotionally driven person he is, because his emotions always seem to come first over his rationale, he's going to start catching feelings and be like, oh, but I do want the perfect family, apologize to Condola, and then they're going to figure something out. That's
right.
I think so too. And I think
look at the comment on the screen, y'all.
Wait.
The women who trap men get pregnant on purpose, so men still don't get the same. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You decided to have the relations. Yep. You know what the consequences are. People, don't be future out here. You know what time it is.
Exactly.
Please.
It's a very unfortunate situation. Honestly, I do feel for people who in that situation, because you just don't have a say in it, and it sucks. And here's the thing, because the alternative is like she said, and I thought Yesenia, she brought it up too. She said you could be as involved as you want. And what man, Lawrence is an upstanding man. He's not going to not be in his child life. His parents still together. They've been married for 40 years or something like that. He comes from that type of stock. He's not going to not be in his child life. So you really just give him no out. But it's funny, Crystal, I think on Insecurity said what they just go to San Francisco all the time and forget about their kids. Issa and Lawrence could move to San Francisco and forget about the baby.
He won't. He won't. And I think, I don't know, it wasn't clear, but I think that Issa obviously broke it off. I think that's how it ended up. Because I think I don't know if it was Michelle or I don't know who said it, but someone said that he's probably going to catch feelings again for Condola or try to make it work with her. And I agree. I think that's why Issa would have broken it up too, because once you have a baby with someone, and he did have a good thing going with her, with Constellation, Condoleezza, Canola. He did have a good relationship with her up until she kind of like it until Issa and all of that. So I think he's gonna try to make it work for the baby.
Well, why does she don't want him? And it's like, why you want a baby with a man that you didn't even want to be with?
I know. I don't understand that. I do not understand it.
We're living in a time where mothers are separating the process of pregnancy and childbirth and rearing a child. You know, they're able to separate that from family and from fatherhood and all of those things. Like, things are very different. There are women now that are choosing to be single mothers.
That's true.
True, you're right.
That is true.
You know, women that are actually looking for donors because they don't want the whole dynamic of mommy and daddy and that type of thing.
That's true.
Personally, I think that Condoleezza is a lesbian.
Really?
That's interesting.
Plot twist.
Really?
I think it's gonna come out at some point.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she don't even like men, honey. That's why she can't. Lawrence is all into her. She don't want him. Why didn't it work with her husband?
I don't think she was divorced, so she wasn't ready for something serious. Well, a child is serious. I don't know.
I really think
ready, but she's sleeping with him raw. I just don't know.
No, he said they wrapped up, but
he said they were being careful. We don't know for sure what that meant to them.
We don't know what careful means. It could have been, I'm gonna pull it out. You move back.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said,
but I really think
pregnant
just because you
let me put it on your.
Oh my God.
What?
Anthony, what?
Security guard. Issa messed with the security guard.
What is that?
I agree with Molly because Molly can't keep a man.
Wait, Anthony said I
thought Issa was bumping coochies, but okay.
Oh my God.
Wait, I'm missing all these comments. Wait, I think
Look, buddies, Lawrence don't know. Somebody said she didn't want the baby a little bit ago, but now suddenly she wants to be a mom. Please.
Oh, y'all going in the comments.
Vincent is convinced that careful equals pull out. So now we know. Thank you, Vincent, for that insight.
Y'all
but if y'all noticed when she was talking to Lawrence,
condoms.
If y'all noticed when she was talking to Lawrence.
Wait, Jasenia. This is kind of mean, but I couldn't help but think that she's keeping it because Lawrence is finer than her and she's hoping for his genes.
What? I agree, Sonia.
I mean, Lawrence.
Wait, did y'all notice that Condoleezza only wore like black and white the whole time?
That's true. What do you think that they were trying to tell us about her character?
I don't know. Some type of symbolism. I think. Like she is just a. I'm not sure what personality it is, but she just straight, she
there's no gray area for her.
There's no gray area for her. It's all black and white. Exactly.
She's all in or she isn't. So she's all in with the baby, but not with the relationship.
Exactly. Yep. I think everything in her life is very intentional.
She also Molly?
Yeah.
No. Condoleezza.
No. To me, she reminded
Molly and Issa reconnected.
She reminded. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, she reminds me. Condoleezza reminds me of Molly in the sense that she has it all put together, and I think they made that parallel when Molly was kind of getting jealous of Issa having her as a friend,
Listen, I done messed the name up so much now I can't even say it right. Condola is who Molly wants to be.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, because she was a good friend. She was a good friend.
Yep. She sure was, and she was there for Issa during that event.
Yes, that's right.
Even through them not even being 100, which I think is a good.
You froze up, girl.
Wait to that last scene, and Molly, dang it, I'm frozen now. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, now.
True.
What's going on?
Molly is going to taste the rainbow.
Oh, y'all funny.
Molly gonna taste the rainbow. Oh
no! What is your thoughts about Issa and Molly reuniting?
I don't know. That ain't no special with Molly did. She looking kind of nice.
What?
Wait, what?
What's happening?
What?
What's happening? Janey.
I know I keep freezing. I think we got my internet connection. I got Teddy Riley's internet. Don't do it like this.
Hello.
And no. Let's before we get the boot, I just want to get y'all thoughts on that last scene with Issa and Molly. I was happy to see them reconnect, and because I was happy that Molly fell on her face and she lost. I was happy.
That's what she needed to. She needed to humble
as a viewer, and
like your shit fall apart, and so now you can call me.
Thank you.
No, we're not doing that.
That bothered me. That bothered me because it's like she lost her little best friend Andrew, so now she's gonna run back to her best friend Issa. That's to me. I mean, I'm happy that she reached out, but at the same time, what is your intention and why is it happening now?
The only reason that Molly got a phone call, that she got a response, or that they were able to meet, is because her and Andrew, it scared her to death. Like, listen, plan A is not working. Let me go back to what I know.
I don't think it was that cut and dry. I think considering what happened with Andrew, and then what Issa said on the bus to Tiffany's husband, I think it really resonated with her, and it just caused her to humble herself. Now, this conversation that they had, I don't know if it was for them to make up or to find closure and move on with their lives.
That's true.
Issa gives her the same, like, hey, I'm just here for closure. I'm not here to be your friend again.
No,
yeah, she was
saying, I actually now see what I did wrong in whatever situation or whatever it is that I have been doing wrong the whole time with everything. And she may be just coming to her humbly as she know how to work things out. So I don't know how they're going to like that.
I did think that Molly needed some sort of reckoning. So I guess the breaking up with Andrew and the going through the whole thing with Tiffany was part of that. But I want them to be friends again. Here's my issue. I feel like next season, what I need to see is actions from her, because I really doubt, to May's point, I'm very skeptical of her running back to Issa after she lost her little best friend, Andrew.
I did think that was shady. What'd you say, Chandel?
You see his comments. Would she even have called if Andrew stayed with her?
No, that's my concern. And I'm tired of people hurting Issa.
Right? When Issa went to crying, baby, I was like, oh no, you don't make Issa cry. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Michelle, what were you gonna say?
Nothing. I'm agreeing. I'm like, yep.
I think I get y'all, and I did think that too. It's like, yeah, your life fell apart. But I think the person in me who likes the reconciliation, who like for people to get back together and talk things out, that was cool for me to see. Maybe it's my own personal life that I'm portraying and projecting on the screen. Like, yes, people should reconnect and reunite. Like, I like that. But I totally get what y'all saying. But here's the thing. I like the fact that Molly called her this time. Yeah. That's a different energy. Don't y'all think?
Yeah, and she said, I'm glad you came.
You came.
So, okay, but I think I need to hear either the rest of that conversation to kind of make up my mind, or see her do actions that show me that she's a true good friend to Issa. because all that Issa went through, she did not deserve this season from Molly.
Right. No, I don't think
she didn't. It wasn't warranted.
No.
I don't care for her at all. I feel like it's not in Issa's character, but she should definitely set some boundaries for herself so Molly knows that the little people in your life are not just at your disposal.
Right.
Right. God, the hell out of, like the fact that you sent that foul text and you couldn't even say, you know what, you're right. That was really messed up.
Right.
Another time. Or she has all these bullet points for how people should reconcile with her, but in the slightest sense, she can't just see somebody for who they are. But now that you lost your damn man, and you have no one, you realize you don't have any man that loves you the way Derek loves Tiffany. You don't have any friends that love you the way Kelly loves Issa. And you want to go back to Issa. Issa tried after the lunch. Issa went to the house, and then Molly still said we just grew apart. So we grew apart, sis. I cried about it. I'm over it. Fuck you.
Honestly, I think the timing of it too, it was still fresh because you could still work things out if it's sometimes you need a lot of time to pass, sometimes a little bit of time. And I think because of what they went through with Tiffany made them self-reflect. They saw a relationship that had some issues, but they worked through it. And I always say there's many parallels to friendships and romantic relationships. You can learn from those. And I think maybe they saw them and kind of like was like, okay, we could work through our shit if they could work through their shit. And I was happy for that. For me, I want to get y'all predictions for next season. For me, this is what I want. I want Issa and Lawrence to work it out. I know somebody brought it up back in the comments. They was like, it's Melanie and Derwin from The Game Part 2. I know, I saw it coming.
Oh, I never watched that.
Yeah, but I want Issa to just suck it up and be, the stepmama and them to work. I need Molly to be in the desert like in the Bible for 40 years or 40 nights. She gotta suffer for it. The whole season of suffering. She gonna be on the brinks of her job losing. Torian gonna kick her in the shin. Everything. It's gonna be. I need Molly to suffer a little more. I called it your Tony breakdown from Girlfriends. I love that show too. You need your Tony breakdown so you can really redeem. And then I need more Kelly. I want more of a Kelly backstory. And I do. I want there to be some type of. I want Nathan to come back up and it be something romantic with him and Issa, and she gotta kind of double dutch that a little bit. I want to see that for next season. Right. Those are my things.
Okay. So I do want Molly and Issa to reconcile, but I want Molly to show her, like, be a good friend with actions, not just words. I think I need Issa to kind of be single, but play the field. So I think we need some new men introduced into the series.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Mix it up. Like maybe she'll have a little rendezvous with Nate for a little bit, but then introduce some new people because, it's been a long time since the whole Daniel thing. Right. Like we need more men coming in here.
I want to see some new booties on the screen.
So
not CSK man though.
Please, dear God, no, please.
We can't body shit. We can't body shit.
Not body shit. He's crazy. Remember when he talked to Lawrence? Oh yeah, we have to get it in. No.
Wait. So at first, like with the sex that they were having, I wanted Issa and Lawrence to be together. But then I realized that it was solely sexual. Like it was just because they were so connected sexually. Mm-hmm. And when I thought about like who they were separately, I felt like, okay, I don't know that they are good together as a couple. Like, I don't know how they deal with conflict, how they deal with, issues. I just think they have great sex.
Issa, you saying Issa and Lawrence?
Issa and Lawrence. I think they have great sex. Nathan needs to be her friend. I don't think that he is for Issa at all. Like, I think that what he can offer her was that naked swim in somebody else's pool.
Okay.
That's all he got.
May is not feeling that free date.
Listen, no, I'm not. We will not be. No, we're not getting naked in nobody pool. Like, this ain't even your pool, boy. No, like, you get no points for that at all. Tacos, no. Okay. All right. Now, I do want to see. I know this is. I don't know. This is gonna sound like whatever. I want to see a little bit of. I don't know, more evolving from Molly. And then I think that her and Issa can have a good relationship. I think that they fake fuck with each other. And that is their biggest problem.
Yeah.
Like, either be friends, put it all out there, say what's going on, say what you really feel, or just leave me alone and we can go ahead and replace your character on the show.
Thanks.
Wait, which character?
Yvonne's.
Yeah.
Molly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I thought that Condola and Issa had a really good connection.
I did until she ghosted my
That's
good
over.
girlfriend.
But to me, like, you just can't be. I don't know. Like, everybody's different. You know, Z said sometimes that it may be maturity. I don't know. You just can't be that good of friends with somebody that's just laid up with your ex that you are. And as you see, there's still that possibility of Lawrence and Issa. So imagine you building this friendship with Condola, right? And this is what I'm talking about when women are like, oh, you can be friends with your ex. Clearly, there was still feelings there, but you building a relationship with his current girl.
Yeah.
This is why I say that exes shouldn't be friends.
Be cordial.
Yeah, you're right. It's a level. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to do too much.
Yeah, no, it was too much, honey. They end up in bed with great sex, and now everybody's like wanting them to get back together.
I've been wanting them back together though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Michelle, what do you?
So y'all happy? I don't know, honey. Y'all just be no effort put in, honey. Y'all just be team whoever.
No, not me, May. Not me. I'm with you, May.
No, I did. She did a good job, honey. He ain't paid not a month's rent on this episode. And y'all just took it. Yes, Lawrence has changed his life. He has turned a new leaf.
He did had a good job, May. He did had a good job. He's been working on himself, man. I have been Team Lawrence and Issa. Do y'all remember the episode where they was playing the song at the end? She was imagining them getting married, having the kids. That's what I've been praying since then. Like, Lord, please let them get back together.
The romantic in me wanted that.
Right. And I'm a super romantic person. Michelle, what's your thoughts for the next season?
So starting off from where May left off. I want her to be with Nathan, not because I think Nathan is a better man. If anything, Nathan is where Lawrence was when they broke up. Just now finding his feet. So I don't want them to be married. I just need her to fuck Lawrence out of her system. And just date. Find someone else. LA is huge. Find someone else to move. You don't need to tolerate somebody's baby mama. You don't need to do any of this. Her events are now kicking off. Everything that she was shitted on by Molly for is finally coming to fruition. It's finally making her some money. Stick to where you are. Focus on your work and just date. Just have your little friends. Not a rotation. You don't have to smash all of them. Because Issa does slow down a little bit. Just date. Be taken out. Be spoiled, and finally be the one that has to pay the tab. With her and Molly definitely needs to show improve. As far as I'm concerned, once Molly blatantly said, I don't even respect you enough as a human being, let alone a friend, to say sorry for the text. That was it. You don't have to be friends. What you want? If you can cut me off after everything you've been through, do so. So Molly has to beg at this point, but that's not in her nature, so I don't see them being friends. Bring in a new Condola, Molly, whatever. I definitely want to see more of Kelly, because Kelly is my girl.
Yeah.
Kelly is the best friend on this show.
Yes.
Yeah, she gonna ride or die, fight for you. get tased for you. She don't give a shit.
Yeah, I want
Just as
Kelly is that good girlfriend.
Yeah,
We all need.
Kelly, definitely.
I want Kelly and her British accent back.
Oh God.
Hello. What about Brexit?
Girl, you better have an accent.
Papa said, "Are those tacos, baby? Honey, you could have bought me for $1." Okay.
Okay.
Wait, Michelle, are you good with your recaps before we go on to Chandel?
Yeah, that's about it. That's
Okay.
it.
So Chandel, let us know what your predictions are, what you want to see for the next season.
Yeah.
Part of me wants Issa and Lawrence to continue. Well, try to work on their relationship despite the pregnancy and everything. They're definitely giving me Melanie and Derwin vibes. I thought that immediately. But I kind of want them to work it out, but on the other hand, I kind of want her to separate herself from that situation and just kind of do her. Because that situation, I don't think would make her happy. And she said that she's trying to surround herself with things that make her happy. Even though Lawrence makes her happy, the situation that he's in is not ideal. Right. So whatever she decides to do, I'll be cool with. I don't know where I am. I'm kind
You're freezing up. You're freezing up.
Huh?
You're freezing up a bit.
I don't know how to fix that.
Oh, there. You're back.
You're back. You're back.
I want to see more of the Kelly and the brother because I think any scenes that they're in is hilarious. I love
it.
I want to see Molly really work on herself in her relationship, and I want it to be like a journey. I don't want them to like episode 2 be back best friends like nothing ever. I want work being done on her part. Yeah, that's for the most part. I also want to see where they go with Tiffany's story as well, but I don't know exactly what I'm expecting with that whole thing. But yeah,
I'm ready for that storyline to be over.
Ooh, y'all is so tough on Tiffany in her postpartum.
Is she leaving anyway?
I'm done, child. I'm over it. Like, okay,
well, I don't know.
You done went off. They found you, girl. Okay, like.
I also want to see the twins. What do the twins look like?
Oh, stepbrother or stepsisters. I don't even know what they are.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind seeing more of her with her mama, Wendy Raquel Robertson. I wouldn't mind, and I want to meet Issa's dad. A little bit more Issa's backstory would be good to explore too. I'm not mad at that.
Agreed.
Man, this was good, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we watching. I'm getting texts, people like, who is May Ray? Who is Michelle? Who is these ladies? I love them. We gotta find something else to watch and review.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out
what's another show.
In the comments, what y'all watching? What are people watching? Somebody told me about Sisters on BET. Somebody told me about Greenleaf. I gotta get into Queen Sugar. I'm starting Ozark. I don't know what a lot of people are watching or what we could kind of grab.
Watching Ozark, I just can't
y'all gotta get me into, or we gotta figure something out. Maybe we go recap some old shows or something.
You know what I did like? 20s.
Yes.
Oh, me too.
I love that.
20s was so good. Like 20s was so me in my 20s.
Yeah.
That I would get emotional sometimes watching it.
It's on where?
It's on BET. Right? Lena Waithe started it.
Okay. Weren't you at the premiere of 20s in Winwood?
No. Oh no, I wasn't there.
I just assume you cover everything.
Nah, boo. I be trying. Ladies, do y'all have any things, social media, anything that y'all want to let the people know? I got May Rain's website up. She has the most amazing candles and body butters and all that good stuff, y'all. So y'all make sure. Yes, for the product placement. Chandel is my old track buddy. Joelle, we old high school classmates. Michelle is my professional bae, my media bae. May, also fellow professional bae, and all of us are fans of this show. I'm gonna miss it. I'm waiting on Atlanta. That was one of my
yes, what happened?
I've never seen that show.
You have to watch.
I heard, and I just got Hulu, so I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
The Boomerang was good. I really like that. Yeah, so thank y'all again for coming on tonight and taking time out of y'all life to come talk some shit about
Yo, this was so much fun.
You ladies are awesome. You ladies are awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janey.
I love y'all. Thank y'all. And thank everybody in the comments. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. As always, I'm always plugging High Low News. Y'all help me build that. Support Black media. Y'all sign up for the newsletter.
And listen, we gotta look for a new show to follow. Maybe we need to start doing like a couple of the reality shows or
for me, I got a real show though. I feel like I love Boomerang. I love 20s. I love Atlanta. So maybe I'll do a post tomorrow so we could see what we all like. And
I like T.I. and Tiny and their friend. I'm drunk now, child. Listen,
I stopped watching reality shows.
Listen, at this point, I mean,
I'm done too, y'all. I'm done too.
My light skin makes it white.
But we got to talk about what's going to be next.
Got nothing. Designated driver.
We appreciate you, Chantel.
Thank y'all again. Thank you, Tonsis, for saying. He was like, this was fire. Thanks, y'all. He's watching on YouTube. Thank y'all. 98 Fiance. Y'all see y'all.
My God.
Listen,
I was hooked on that show and Married at First Sight for a long time. Like I just cut myself off of those shows.
We're gonna have to figure that out because
they're wild.
The premise of that that ain't really get me, but we'll see. Again, thank you. I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for watching with us. Y'all have a good evening, everybody watching.
You too. Bye.
Bye,
ladies.